awful. You're talking about Trapt like they're a second-rate band, which, yeah, they didn't hit mainstream like they could have or should have, but their first 2 albums are pretty solid. Not groundbreaking, but really good music. I just can't take you seriously. You listen to Steely Dan. You go to concerts to listen to elevator music. You're a self-proclaimed rock and roll heavy metal guy. Come on, man.
There's Waffles on the After Hours line. Boy, who knew there were all these people willing to plant their flag in Trapt? After the Trapt guy was going off on people over the coronavirus and Trump's reaction to it, or lack thereof, whatever. By the way, I never referred to Trapt as a second-rate band. 4th-rate at best. Mm-hmm. Waffles is giving them a lot of credit. Steely Dan, you don't have to like them. I'm a drummer. If you're a drummer, you have to like them. They're universally renowned. Trapt might not have been groundbreaking. Steely Dan were. Might not be your thing. But he's going to the mat for Trapt. And I guess, what did they say? 2 million... 2 million downloads a month or something?
Too many plays a month, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
2 million listeners a month.
So all these Trapt fans now are coming out of the woodwork. Mike from Parma says, I'm now yelling at my kids to pick up all non-essential toys before mom gets home.
If it's not essential, put it in the bin. It works from home now.
Yeah. I mean, essential already being a word is going to prohibit it from being added to the dictionary. You know, like slang terms will eventually be added to the dictionary, but it will absolutely show up as like word of the year.
People are just going to say like, oh, you're calling me a basic bitch. Like, you're calling me non-essential?
I think social distancing is going to be the word of the year.
Okay, social distancing.
Not quarantine?
Maybe quarantine.
Again, that's like a word. Yeah, maybe. I mean, but I think between
they're
like
all nominated
words that are already exist and others that are kind of put together.
Yeah.
I feel like social distancing is the newest word or the newest phrase that we've heard from all this.
I honestly feel like people, when this all blows over, people are going to make up for lost time.
In 2 weeks, you mean?
No.
Oh, because that's what the president thinks. So,
well,
and I know you're a Trump guy, so I want to keep you in the loop.
Well, yeah, lay off my president. I already got my sign here for Trump 2020. Mm-hmm. He's going to get us our money, our little $1,000 checks. Can't wait. Yeah. But when this all blows over, I feel like people are going to make up for lost time, and like the parties are going to be a rager because people took for granted just going into Chipotle and talking about how long the line was and how, you know.
Like, I wish I was waiting in line again.
Exactly. How inconvenient everything was.
I think even when the doors are opened, it's going to be a while before people feel okay about getting back. It's not like
they won't.
Really? You think it's
people
like
would go outside right now.
You think so?
If they had one reliable source that was like, okay, go out, have a good time.
There are plenty of people already saying that. That's why they had to put all these laws in place, because they're like, people cannot be counted on to do the right thing for their fellow man. So we have to take you animals and keep you inside.
So when the
adults and they got like 10 spring breakers who are positive for coronavirus.
Good.
The kids were like, I don't care. Yeah, but they're all going back to their homes where their families are from Florida.
Spreading it.
They're all going back
places,
from whence they came.
When bars reopen, people are gonna flood into them.
When the restrictions are gone, people will act like this never happened. They're like, oh my God, finally! I hated my family and my kids and my wife.
I mean,
I don't know about all that.
No, I feel like that. I'm like, this couldn't be a worse punishment for some people.
Too much pound cake.
Do you know what I thought about today? I was wondering if we're going to see a big spike in STDs once this is all over. Once people can actually get out and go on dates and start seeing each other again.
Yeah.
Because nobody's out getting drunk at bars and making bad decisions.
Why a spike in STDs?
Because people are going to be out drinking for the first time in a couple months, banging,
but they
and
not wear a condom.
They're not going to be responsible about it. They weren't responsible before. But I'm just saying, with the social distancing and having to stay in your homes, I guarantee there's not as much random hookups going on, and people are going to be pent up after 2 months of not banging.
I was reading about a woman in Spain who was actually arrested because they saw her going into a guy's apartment that she had met in a dating app. And they're not screwing around in Spain right now, so they hauled her in.
Spain and Italy are both like locked down hard.
Italy is starting to see a decline in their cases. They seem, I think Italy may have peaked.
So it peaks, is there a timeline? A couple months?
It depends based on how strict the measures were taken. You know, I was reading about how Russia, which is a country of 156 million people, they have 253 coronavirus cases.
Wow.
Because they immediately shut down. They have a border with China.
Yeah.
They immediately shut it down, like at Christmas.
But I also think they're...
With the testing and...
Well, the numbers may not be quite accurate.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Let's say in a country of 156 million people...
Take out half even. That's still... Even if half of them
if they doubled, even if they end up with 500 or 1,000 cases, that's still an unbelievably low number of cases per capita because they did what you're supposed to do. Shut the border down.
Yeah, let's follow Russia.
They told Trump about this in January.
No, I think it was more than I think it was November, actually.
No, because I don't think anything in China had happened yet. They briefed him in January, and the people that were in the room were like, we just couldn't get him to pay attention. He didn't care. They were live streaming some press thing the other day, not one of the press conferences, but him being briefed by Mike Pence in the room. He's got his arms folded. The guy's falling asleep. So, these countries that were like, yup, right away, let's do this. That's where the numbers are going to be different.
It feels like we've been pretty strict and pretty quick.
Ohio
in Ohio.
has.
I'm saying in Ohio.
Has.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Ohio, after all is said and done, will be seen as like implementing some of the smartest, strongest, whatever. First state to close all the schools. And again, you give it a week and things happen very quickly. But you give it a week and people are like, close the schools? That's crazy. A week later, 48 states have schools closed.
Yeah.
DeWine has done a wonderful job. I didn't vote for him, but I don't know. I might vote for him next time.
You might.
I might. I voted Democrat my whole life, but I really like the way he took charge here. He really does
Makes you feel safe.
Make you feel safe and calm.
Yeah.
And that's how someone who is...
Poundcake wants a daddy.
Zaddy DeWine.
A granddaddy. He's in his 70s. And worth like $40 million, though.
I'll DeWine you.
$40 million? Is he a rich guy?
It's like $37 million.
From what?
I don't know. How do these politicians make money?
They're usually rich before.
A lot of them are lawyers. They might have a couple mil. I didn't hear no $40 million.
Oh, yeah, he's a rich man.
Wait, he didn't start DeWine Wine Company, did he?
I don't know.
DeWine.
But yeah, that just goes to show you what a leader is supposed to make you feel like. After they get done talking, they're like, we will get through this. Like, there's a plan in place. Like, stick to this. We're all in this together. My president was fearless, and he handled it with such grace and poise. But just saying, DeWine was a close second there, I have to say.
Okay. So we're clicking through the other night where it's me and Gwen and Nora in bed, and we're watching House Hunter. We just wanted mindless entertainment, right? So we land on House Hunters Island Seekers or something, and it's people who want to buy a house in the Bahamas, or they want an island thing. And so we're watching it, and the people on these shows are insufferable. Because all I can think of watching these is like, why would you spend $1 million on a house where like the hurricanes come through and you're gonna And
you're gonna be there 2 months a year tops.
Well, these people were gonna live there.
Oh, they were gonna live there.
Yeah, that's fine. They were gonna live there. Some guy and his fiance who were a couple of months away from getting married.
I love their jobs. Like, I collect butterflies, and our budget's
well, it didn't say
$500,000.
It didn't say what they did. They had money. It's just the guy kind of looked like a mook. I don't know what they did, but they had some money. They said their budget was $700 to $900,000, and so the girl is showing them around the Bahamas in a series of different houses and blah blah blah. The only thing that was throwing me off aesthetically was that the girl in the couple was probably a lot younger than she looked. So she kind of looked like the guy's mom.
Ugh.
But I think they were the same age. Whatever. That's just a side note.
She looked older than
the guy? She looked older than she was.
I think they were probably both in their late 30s, but she looked old. There was just something about her face that made her look older. So it kind of took me out of it.
Is she doing grandma chic?
No. Granny chic.
Granny chic? No, nothing like that. But you could tell she's real type A.
She's weathered.
Well, it wasn't even that. I just love the people who like, yeah, being on an island is great. Having a house on an island would be a completely different affair altogether. So this woman was super type A, you could tell. And so they're walking her through these houses in the Bahamas. So it's not Manhattan anymore. They were both moving from New York to get away from the hustle and bustle. And she's like, well, this bathroom's kind of gross. I'm like, you're in the Bahamas, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $1 million. You're still going to have hard, cold tile floors.
Right.
You have to.
It's humid. Yeah, you have to. Anyway.
Why do you have to?
Just the weather and
The weather down there.
hurricanes all the time. And
Woodle warp
Sand.
and
Yeah.
everything else is
Oh, okay.
just like you can't have carpet down there.
Okay, I was ignorant to
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah, there was no carpet when we were in Jamaica. You know, you're not walking around. It's a cold tile floor.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
Our hotel room was lit.
Yeah, but it's hard floors.
hard floors.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, so we're watching this, and the realtor is showing them the lay of the land, and she goes, and over here you've got a mangrove. And I go to Gwen, I go, what is a mangrove? And Nora goes, I know what a mangrove is. I said, how do you know what a mangrove? Well, she told us what a mangrove is.
Okay.
A mangrove is trees growing in salt water. Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so. It's so cool. Isn't it right?
Is that right?
I Google it. I go, that's absolutely right. She legitimately told us what a mangrove was. We go, how do you know what a mangrove is? She goes, Nature Cat. There's a show on TBS called Nature Cat, like Taran Killam, Bobby Moynihan, Kate McKinnon. They do all these voices. And she goes, from Nature Cat.
Well, there you go.
That's
I
awesome.
Google mangrove. I go,
That's educational TV doing its job.
PBS.
Wow.
Donate to PBS. Gwen and I are looking at each
I
other
know
like,
what a mangrove is.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? I hope you think so.
It's the cutest thing.
well, she starts putting, she's always doing shtick.
I'm
but,
sure
you
that's
know.
exactly what the
That's so
the
good.
people said, though.
Let me hear it again.
Hold on, let me
A mangrove is trees growing in salt water. Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so. It's so cool. Isn't it right?
And we're just like, what? And then she goes on. She goes, oh, and they have roots above the ground, and a bunch of tiny lobsters live there, and
Whoa.
That is amazing, and I think so.
Yeah.
We need to save. Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's the drop.
Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so.
Every time someone says something stupid,
No, I was like, that's when we tell a story that doesn't go anywhere.
that's going to be perfect. That's going to be perfect.
I do that a lot. I just tell a story and there's no ending. Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so.
Yeah, that's going to be the death of all of us.
next time Rick calls or something.
Yes. It's a dick
Isn't
drop.
that amazing? I hope you think so.
I got to stick and move.
I got to stick and move. Yeah, so now I got to know what a mangrove is from my 4-year-old.
I thought it was
Dayton.
like slang for like a man cave, but it was outside. That's
Outside.
mangrove, like
Yeah,
it's a
'cause-
Bahamas thing or
Yeah, like
something.
a
'Cause often the-
courtyard or something.
Yeah.
Off in the distance, it just looks like a big sandy patch, but it has like a little pond in it. And when she's told what it is, the girl's like, this type A chick looking at the house, because every other view of this house is from the ocean, and there's islands in the distance, and then off to the left. She goes, what's that? She goes, it's a mangrove. And then, like I said, we're like, what is a mangrove?
And Nora's just like, I got knowledge for you.
Drop it on you.
Let me drop this on you, Dad.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
I
At
know
least
what a
hope you think
mangrove
so.
is. I'm like, I thought she was going to do a joke.
Yeah.
I was like, too. But
It's when a tree takes a poop or whatever,
Yeah.
She told us.
Did you and Gwen just look at each other like, holy hell?
We literally, we would go, because there was a second, listen, anything she knows she heard from somewhere. But she did not hear it from us because we don't know what mangroves are. So I go, where did you hear that? She goes, Nature Cat. So she heard it, retained it, and I go,
And remember
wow.
where she
And-
got it from, too, because there's a lot of times where they'll be like, I don't know, I just know it.
Yeah.
But the fact that she can cite her sources is pretty amazing.
She
Walking
gave you a
bibliography.
Bibliography.
More like a bibliography. as it
A mangrove is trees growing in salt water. Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so. It's so cool. Isn't it right?
Isn't it right?
So then I taught her the word brackish, because I think brackish is a really cool word. And so, we're just trying to trade some information at Casa Cox.
You had to one up her. You couldn't just let her have a moment. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, you know what brackish means, little brat?
No. I was like, this is a cool word, and yeah, it's pretty wild.
That is wild. God.
That's funny.
I want to have a kid just for that reason and then give it back.
Just for that reason that it might be smart.
Yeah, but it might not be. Chances
Yeah.
are it might not be. It's going to be my kid. And I'm going to get my
Lupa?
incoming karma. Gordy.
Right? Gordy.
Gordy's the smart one.
Gordy and
Lupa's the
Lupa?
hooker?
Gordy's the older twin. Lupa's the one that didn't get enough oxygen coming out. He might be a little slow.
Jeez. Gordy had more of the umbilical
I
cord.
love them both equally, but Gordy. If I'm looking for advice, I would probably go to Gordy.
This is off topic. When you have twins, do they have one umbilical cord that splits into two?
I don't know. Let's ask Nora.
Like an AV cable? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's ask Nora, see what she says.
I don't know. One umbilical cord. I think
Does the mom make two umbilical cords?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'll tell you what. My kid will tell you what a mangrove is. I don't know. Twins umbilical cords.
Oh, Poundcake,
Because they both have belly buttons, so they both have to.
Umbrella.
Umbrella
Umbrella cords.
I never said that. Prove it. Roll back the tape.
But I'm sure you.
They have their own umbilical cords.
No, people would believe that if you.
No,
heard
they
that.
wouldn't. Just like we believe Trump said people have died that have never died before.
It just sounds right.
Even I knew that was fake. Identical twins share the same placenta, have separate amniotic sacs, and have their own umbilical cords. Non-identical twins have separate placentas, amniotic sacs, and umbilical cords.
Okay.
So your fraternal twins versus your identical twins.
But everybody has separate umbilical cords.
Yup. Yeah, they sure do. Yeah.
So that's
We've
the problem.
covered a lot today. I learned
Lupa's-
mangroves.
yeah.
I learned umbrella cords. Grind those into grind them into a fine powder.
That's my daughter.
Capsulate them.
Umbrella.
Gordy, Lupa, and Umbrella.
Umbrella Brown.
Umbrella, watch your brother.
The reboot of Encyclopedia Brown is Umbrella Brown.
It does sound like a rap artist or something. Umbilica Brown.
Yeah.
Umbrella, get in here!
Yeah.
Who let the towel in the pool?
Umbrella, yeah.
I'm picturing an umbilical cord attached to a placenta as an umbrella.
It's kind of gross when you think about it.
All right. Let me.
life.
The tree of life. Oh. Let me break here. You want to text something?